Oh, you're too much. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, goodness. Welcome to Bookmarked Chapter 19. Today we are talking all about BookTube on a budget. So all of our tips and tricks on how to do BookTube without breaking the bank. And we have our lovely panel of judges. Hailey.
Oh my god. I'm Hailey from Hailey and Bookland.
I'm Hannah from a Clockwork Reader.
And I'm Zoe from Read by Zoe. You are currently on my channel. And should we talk about our exciting news first?
Yes. So first of all, we have a special announcement. So we had asked you guys about this and a lot of you were interested. So we are starting a Bookmarked book club.
Wait.
So, is it time?
Yay! Book club!
So we are going to be doing a monthly book club in addition to these live shows that we do weekly. So it's not going to replace this or anything. We're just also going to have a book club. So the first book that we're going to be reading is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which comes out on March 5th, I believe.
Yes.
Yep. Right? Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So that's going to be our March read, and we're going to figure out when the live show for that is going to be. It's going to be at the end of the month, but I think we were talking about doing it on a Sunday, the last Sunday of the month.
The 31st.
Yeah, so we're going to have it kind of in the middle of the day-ish, so then some international viewers, you'll be able to watch it more readily. So we are going to be reading that together, and we would love if you would participate and let us know on our Twitter. It's at Bookmarked Club. Just let us know if you're going to read it or if you're excited. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I do think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be on my channel first. So, yes. I feel so happy about that because I'm so excited about Daisy Jones and the Six, and I know Hannah is too. We've been talking about it ever since we first read Evelyn Hugo. We've just been looking so forward to this book, and now I'm really excited that we get to experience it with all of you guys and talk about it for as long as it takes. We're not going to limit ourselves to an hour this time. We're just going to go crazy. We're going to do a line-by-line discussion.
Great.
Complete with sound effects. Because that's my new thing.
Excellent.
So, speaking of books, should we talk about what we're currently reading?
Yes.
Would you like to start?
Am I starting? I didn't know who was going first.
You can go.
Okay. I actually just finished a book. So I finished Hello Girls by Brittany Cavallaro and Emily Henry, which I read in a day. So that was really exciting for me as I've been in a reading slump. But unfortunately, I didn't really like it. I wanted to like it and I just didn't, but I didn't DNF it because it was only at like the probably 70% of the way through that I was like, I don't think I really like this that much, but I was so intrigued to see where the story was going that I just kept on continuing. But I think I might pick up The Geography of Lost Things by Jessica Brody next, but we'll see. I don't know yet. I think contemporary though is what I'm going to go with.
Yeah.
I am doing the exact opposite. I am on a full fantasy binge right now. So if you haven't been on my Instagram or my Twitter, you wouldn't have seen me screaming about The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell because I'm obsessed with this book. I read it 2 days ago. And then yesterday I finished the sequel, The Devil's Thief. And it's incredible. Everybody needs to read this book. It's just such good fantasy, so highly recommend. But then yesterday I also started Fire by Kristen Cashore. This is the second book in the Graceling trilogy. And I read them out of order, and I know everybody's mad at me, but I wanted to save this one for last because everyone tells me that this is the best one, and I think I'll like it the most. So I started this, and I like it so far.
Can you read it out of order?
Yeah. It's not a trilogy. It's a trilogy, but they're companion novels. So like this takes place before the first book. And then the third book follows, it takes place 9 years after the first book.
That's so confusing.
Yeah, it's all
so
over
confusing.
It makes sense when you read them.
Well, I am currently still reading contemporary because I don't change my ways, apparently. China Rich Girlfriend, again, by Kevin Kwan. I picked this up I think this is the third or fourth time I picked it up, and it finally just caught my attention, so now I'm actually going to finish it. I first picked it up right after the movie came out for Crazy Rich Asians, so it's been several months, but I'm gonna persevere this time. Yay. And then maybe I'll pick up a fantasy. Maybe I'll listen to Hannah. Maybe I'll finally read one of her favorite books, but whatever.
I'm being so annoying. Like I've just been texting both of them and saying like, you have to read this book, read Graceling, read The Last Magician, like read this, read that. And yeah.
No, it's not annoying. It's getting me more hyped to go out of my comfort zone and read something different. But I think I might actually read The Night Circus. But now I'm like, there's so many expectations, so I'm a little scared, but I'll try. I just won't talk to you for a whole week until I finish it.
Sounds good.
Hannah and I don't like any of the same
Yeah,
books, so
it's
I feel
true.
like you're fine.
Okay, talk about polls. We did more Twitter polls to prepare for this live show, and we asked, was it 4?
I think it's
4 polls on Twitter.
Yes, I think it's 4.
Mm-hmm. And would you like to talk about them?
Yeah. So the first poll that we had was, how many books do you buy monthly? 79% of people said 0 to 4. 17% said 5 to 10. 3% said 10 to 15, and then 1% said 15 plus, and that's out of like 1,600 votes. So most people do not buy that many books a month, according to this poll.
Yay for them!
Oh my god.
The next poll was, have you ever felt pressure to buy more books because you watch BookTube? 57% of people said yes, and 43% of people said no. And then we have, do you feel like you need to buy fancy equipment to be a successful BookTuber? 47% of people said yes, and 53% of people said no. So that one's almost like even.
Pretty even, yeah.
And then the last one was, do you think it's possible to be a booktuber or reader in general and still maintain a reasonable budget? 52% of people said yes, 5% said no, and 43% said if you have self-control.
So only 5% said no. The other 2 are kind of yes.
Yeah.
And I think they're all conclude, like they all make sense to me, because I feel like definitely something we're going to talk about today is, do you feel like you need to buy fancy equipment to be a successful booktuber? We also asked for questions on Twitter, and a lot of them were about equipment. So that's definitely something we're going to cover today. And I wanted to start our little talk with talking about how we evolved with equipment during our time on BookTube, what we started with when we first made our channel, and then what we have now. So, Hailey, would you like to go first?
Sure. I started with my phone, and then I had like a camera that I just had laying around. It wasn't the best camera, but I upgraded to that. And then I would say probably after about a year, I went and got a Canon Rebel. But I also got that fairly quickly because I've always liked photography. So it was more of an investment for me that I knew I wanted to use, whether videos worked out or not. And then I had used that camera for like 3 or 4 years. And then I ended up upgrading to the Canon T7i this year.
Yeah, I started with, I honestly don't know what the camera was. It was my sister's camera. It was like an HD camera, but she just liked photography and she had this camera and she wasn't really using it. So I just borrowed it and I started using her camera. And it was like a Nikon, but it didn't have the viewfinder that like flips out.
Mine didn't either, yeah.
Yeah, which was very frustrating for me when I was trying to film. So I didn't end up keeping that one. Also, after like, I want to say a year and a half. I don't remember when I got my new camera. I think it was like about a year and a half. I decided to upgrade to the Canon Rebel T6i. I think that's what I have. Yeah, that's what I have right now. And yeah, so I just eventually, after a year, after I started taking it more seriously, I upgraded.
So I started YouTube back in 2010, 2011 with my beauty channel. And I started doing it as a collab channel with a few of my friends, but I got all the equipment. Well, I got all the equipment. It was all stuff that I had around the house. So we had a little digital camera that wasn't even for taking footage. It was all, and it didn't have a viewfinder, and it had the worst audio in the world. And then I edited on Windows Movie Maker. And yeah, it was a mess. And then over time, I got a camcorder from Costco, I believe. Again, I'm not sure did it have a viewfinder? Probably, but it was just barely HD. And then when I was about to graduate high school, I got the Canon Rebel T3i, and I had that up until just in December when I got the Canon 80D, which is my first fancy camera with like autofocus. I feel so fancy. So it's really, I don't get new cameras very quickly. I had 4 years with the Rebel T3i, but they've all worked fairly well for me. I just have found ways to finagle it and make it work for me. I also use a Rode mic. It's like a boom mic thing. I'm not sure how good it is. I've just had it for a while. I haven't really compared to it without having it in, so maybe it's okay. But I currently edit on iMovie.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I also edit on iMovie.
Free!
Yeah.
I use Final Cut Pro.
You're fancy.
Yeah, she's
Not
fancy.
free.
I won't dish out the money for it.
Oh, my dad just commented. He said that Zoe's dad keeps upgrading her cameras. Yes. So
Nice,
they've
okay.
all been family cameras until I graduated high school, and then it was my graduation present. And then the new camera I have now was another graduation present. And it was all of my family pitched in and got me the camera, which was very, very nice. So I've been very lucky on that regard. So should we go to the questions we got from Twitter?
Sure.
Okay. So the first question is from Daniela at Daniela in Prague. In what order of importance would you recommend getting equipment for BookTube? This is a really nice question. I really enjoy this. I think, what do you think?
I think the camera is the most important.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I agree.
Lighting is important.
Yeah, but lighting you can work with natural. If you can work with natural light, work with natural light. If you don't have that option, then yes, lighting is the most important. But if you have access to a window and somewhere where you can make the background behind you look pleasing, which doesn't mean having a huge fancy bookshelf, it just means something that is going to be pleasing to the eye, then work with that. But I would say, if you do have access to natural lighting, the camera is the most important because that takes care of a lot of big things.
I just always filmed at night. So that's why I'm like, that's the first thing I got.
I still don't film at night.
I don't either. I'm with Hailey. Like, I don't film at night, and I don't have great natural light in my room. It's decent, but it's not great. So I actually need to invest in a ring light. But I do have like softbox lights, but I hate using them because, one, they're really big. This is why I don't recommend lighting as like the first thing you buy. Lighting is extremely big. Like, it just takes up a lot of space.
It does.
And it's really hard to work with lighting and like perfect it, especially when you don't have a ring light. And I don't feel like you really need a ring light unless you have like a nicer camera to begin with, because I don't know. But yeah, I highly suggest the camera before the lighting. And when I say camera, I don't even mean like a DSLR. I mean like even your phone.
Your phone.
Like, yeah. Yeah, I don't mean like go and buy like an $800 camera. I mean like just like your phone. I think that's the most important thing to focus on when you're just first starting out. Just something that you can work with and is affordable for you. And, you know, just depending on how seriously you want to take it, how much you want to invest in it.
Just a little word of advice, or not really advice, but what I started out with lighting wise, I think they were $60 umbrella lights from Cowboy Studios on Amazon, and I still use them. I've been using them for 5 years or so, and they're kind of falling apart now because they're 5 years old, and I took them to and from home to college for 5 years. So they're kind of falling apart, but they still work really well. And I think you could even replicate that with a lamp, and maybe you can throw like a sheet over it or something like that without causing a fire. Don't do that. That might have a good lighting effect, but I don't think it'll last very long. But yeah, that's what I meant with like investing in lighting as well. Just like getting a good lamp. Like, I have one with a white shade on it, and I got that when I was first doing YouTube stuff because I had the white lamp. But I first had an orange lamp, which was not very flattering. So all of this, we're saying this, but there are definitely cheaper options to everything. And it's all about being a little bit creative with how you do it.
Yeah, and use YouTube as a resource. There are tons of
Yeah.
tutorials out there on like
Mhm.
DIY lighting and everything like that. And this summer, I changed all of my equipment for filming because it had been like years and I hadn't done anything different. So I had a ring light and I liked my ring light, but my overhead light I found was so harsh. So I was getting like weird shadows on my neck and I didn't like the way that it was looking. So then Zoe advised that I get the umbrella lights, and it changed so drastically my lighting. And because now I'm able to turn off my overhead light, so now it's not so like yellow or anything like that. Like I feel like I finally found the sweet spot with lighting, and lighting has always been my biggest
Mhm.
issue. But there definitely are some workarounds. But if you are looking for a cheap option, I would recommend definitely the umbrella lights. I think they're awesome before you get a ring light. I would say the umbrella lights. The combo of all of them I really enjoy, but I would say prioritize the umbrella lights,
Yeah, I
and they're
only
cheaper.
just got the ring light. I was using the umbrella lights for so long, and it really does have a difference, but it's not like so noticeable of a difference that you need it immediately when you get the umbrella
Yeah.
lights. And again, in front of a window is the best, except I just never film in front of the window because I always film at weird hours of the day. Ha.
I can't
Um,
film in front of my window because like I'm facing my window right now. So like
mhm.
if I mean the background isn't really that pleasing. Obviously my bookshelves are here, which is nice, but like it's just my closet and my door that has stickers on it from when I was
I love
5
your
years
door.
old. There's a Scary Spice sticker on it and like stickers from like Zayre's. What else is there? Which is our grocery store, by the way.
You had
Um
grocery store stickers? You loved it so you stand
yeah.
your grocery
There's
store.
like there's a Santa Claus one, it says ho ho ho, and then there's a
Ah,
Valentine's Day one. The other ones I was able to get off, but they're still kind of there. So, yeah. But if you do have like if you're able to get a nice background when facing a window, that's great. But I'm
mhm.
not able to do it either, so kind of have to work with what I have.
So, to answer the question of what order, I think first thing you should work on is on your background. I think that would be a really good one. Like if you're in front of a window or something like that, just maybe don't film in front of your unmade bed. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe like try a little bit to spruce up your background,
Yeah.
make it look a little like fancy. And then I think mic is the last thing you need to worry about,
Oh yeah.
honestly. As long as you can hear yourself, because like phone cameras, I mean, you talk in your phone, so the microphone's already pretty good. But if you're on your webcam or something like that, sometimes those don't have the best mics. But that's the last thing you need to worry about. If you do upgrade your camera, it usually comes with a better microphone.
Mhm.
That's to answer the question very long-windedly. Some people are asking if there's any good PC editing software. And I know Adobe Premiere Pro works really well on PCs. I had to use Adobe Premiere Pro for some of my film classes in college. And I like Final Cut Pro more just because I'm used to using iMovie. But Adobe Premiere Pro, it is more expensive. I did get a student discount and it was still kind of pricey. I know there's a Sony one. I don't remember what it's
Is it
called.
Vega?
Yes, Sony
Yes.
Vega.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. But I used Windows Movie Maker for a long time, and I used one that I think we got it from Costco again, some editing software.
Anything with editing, I would honestly recommend do your research online.
Mhm.
Oh
Like
yeah.
other people who are in the tech industry, they like actually do reviews of this stuff. Like I feel like we're not exactly the best people to go to for that. If you want to find like good editing software and want to know how to edit, look up tutorials online because there's like a whole community that takes care of that and you'll find a lot of options and it'll be good.
Mhm. I learned how to use my camera from looking up random tutorials,
Yeah,
Me
like
same.
too.
with frame rate and all of that. I learned some of that in my classes, but I don't read the instruction manuals when I get new
Neither
things.
do I.
I just Google it and then I figure it out from there. So, first read your manual and then look on YouTube. It's a wonderful resource and they're so in depth. It's great. Oh yeah, Adobe Premiere Pro, I don't think you can just buy the software. I think it's a subscription every
Mhm.
year or every month. So, Final Cut Pro, you just buy it flat out.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
iMovie, it just comes with it. So, I would recommend just buying a flat rate thing because I don't like subscriptions.
That's why I won't
Yeah.
use Adobe Premiere. I know it's really good, and I know that I would actually like to edit on it, but like I just like can't get behind paying like $20 a month or something just for editing software. And I think that's the student discounted rate. I think it's more than that. But yeah.
Oh, people are saying there's other ways to get these things, but I'm not going to endorse that. I am so scared of knocking on my door.
16-year-old me tried that with Photoshop, still have that version of Photoshop downloaded on my old computer. Wouldn't recommend, because after a while they will figure it out, and then Adobe keeps like trying to contact you. It's a lot. Don't do it.
Really?
So scared.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
So weird.
No, thank you. Okay, so our next question is from Amanda B. Books. If you could change one thing about your experience with BookTube, what would you change? For example, buying too many books/equipment at first, not joining sooner, etc. Well, Hailey, should you talk about your student loan? I'm going to bring that back up every single episode.
Yeah, this is an infamous story. So for those of you who haven't heard this story, when I started university, I got a student loan because school is expensive, blah, blah, blah. But then I also ended up getting quite a few scholarships, which I wasn't expecting. So then I all of a sudden had this student loan that I didn't really need anymore. And my dumb ass did not realize, sorry, I just swore on your channel, did not realize that I would have to pay back that student loan.
Wow.
I just thought that they gave me the money. It was all fine. That's what scholarships are, obviously. But that's not what a loan is. Not what a loan is, folks. So I also discovered BookTube at the same time. And I was like, oh, look at all these books. So then I ordered so many books and spent like almost all of my student loan on books that you don't want to know.
Like, I do want to know.
No, you don't want to know.
God, how many dollars?
You don't want to know. Okay, to be fair, I spent it on books, but also like clothes and stuff, but basically stuff that I didn't need. I bought my whole bedroom set. I bought all of that with my student loan.
How big was your student loan?
It was $9,000.
They were giving... I'm choking. I'm sorry.
I told you it was bad. So
Jesus Christ, Hailey.
I got like a few $100s back one time, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like buy it on some books, but I only spent like $100 worth of books, and now here she comes.
Now I'm paying it back. I'm paying it back now.
I should hope so. I don't want you to go to jail.
With the interest rate.
So,
don't do what I do. Thank you. I did not know I would have to pay it back.
Hannah, if anyone's going to go to jail, it's you for getting illegal Photoshop.
Oh my God. Yeah. So, good times. I probably read like 10% of those books too. So.
Wow. So that's one thing you would change.
Super. Yeah. Oh.
What about you, Hannah?
I'm sorry, I completely blanked on the question.
What's one thing you wish you could change with your experience on BookTube?
Okay. I definitely wish that I hadn't bought so many books right when I started off, because I bought so many books that people had told me, basically I watched people's videos and I was like, I have to buy these books. Everyone's saying they're so good. I want to read them. And I wanted a big fancy bookshelf behind me. Like I saw that other people had it and I was like, I also need that. So of course I went on a book buying binge. I bought like all of Throne of Glass and all of the Shatter Me trilogy and all these books.
How that turned out.
Yes, and now we see how that turned out, and now I literally don't have a lot of those books anymore, and it's a waste of money and a waste of your time. And I would definitely go back and tell myself, like, chill. I promise your collection will develop organically. Yeah. You don't have to buy so many books to start off. It's not worth it.
No, I think I could look back at my first probably one of my first bookshelf tours, and I probably don't have any of those books still on my shelf, or I probably only have a small percentage of those books, because again, I would watch like Christine's newest book haul or whatever, and I would recreate basically the book haul in my Amazon shopping list, and I didn't have any money at that point. Who was that fooling? I was doing the whole student loan situation, I guess. But I think that's something that a lot of people go through is, I don't think there's necessarily a pressure to buy new books, but maybe like a self-inflicted pressure where I'm like, oh my goodness, I've been reading my whole life, but I'm so far behind in reading because I haven't been reading these same books. So now I need to catch up, and I need to have the same number of books on my shelves. I need to read the same books as these people. So I don't think there's not one person on BookTube who's like the lord of BookTube and saying, I dictate everybody in this land must read all of these books and buy all of them right now when you first discover BookTubes. But it's just something that all of us have gone through.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's just like, because we're so passionate about reading, and we like reading so much, and we like books, and then I see all these new books and I'm like, wait, now I have to read all of the books, and wait, do I have to have all of the books too? And like, I don't know, that's just like the process that goes through your head, but like, it's not true. You don't need all of these books, and take it from people who have like literally been reading so many books that have been hyped up and people have been saying are good, and now all of us are like disappointed with the books that we're reading, and then we're in reading slumps, and it's really frustrating. And then when you go back to reading books you actually feel like reading, it's so much nicer. So it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Don't buy all the books. Just buy ones you actually want to read, if you want to buy any.
And I think oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, you can go ahead.
I think just one other thing I would change, and something that I'm still trying to change, is just, uploading more. But that's something I'm working at all the time. Will it ever get fixed?
Yes.
Only time will tell. And also, these two lovely ladies yelling at me on a daily basis for getting my life together. It's love. It's tough love, and I love it. Thank you.
Well, it's tough love. Honestly, like in all seriousness, don't feel like you have to buy every book that you hear about, because I feel like it's like when you discover a Netflix show, you want to binge watch all the episodes. You want to read all the books that you hear people talking about that sound interesting to you. So I would say like really vet the ones that you think you're interested in, make a list, and then go and like look up Goodreads reviews and get multiple opinions, so then you can see which ones might be ones that you're actually interested in, or just go to the library. Because it just,
instead of spending your student loan money on it, go to the library and just get all of the books that way. That's a much smarter idea.
Well, I think something too is that usually what I have been doing this year is that instead of going straight to Amazon, I go to my library site and I get a hold for all of these books as I'm watching people's book hauls and all of that. And it's a free book buying experience. And usually I find that when they come in the mail, because I have a great library system that drives the books to my door and leaves them on my doorstep like a little baby in the stork. It's great. But usually I find that I don't even know a lot of the books that are in the bags when I get them. And I'm usually not that excited to read them because all of the hype has died off by the time they get to me. And I feel like that usually happens when I would buy books back in the day. I would just binge buy all of these books. And then I realized that I didn't even want to read half of them. So Goodreads is amazing. Every time I'm at Barnes & Noble and stuff now, I always look up book reviews before I buy them. And it saved me a lot of pain. So, yeah. This actually leads us into the next question from Jana at Another Place. Do you feel pressured to buy and read a lot of new releases? Is it possible to be a good booktuber/blogger with only reading backlisted books? I read almost exclusively backlisted books, and Hannah, you're currently reading a lot of backlisted books.
Absolutely. I mean, if I look at my like track record of reading hyped new releases versus reading a bunch of backlisted books, i.e. these that I've had on my shelf since I was in like 7th grade, I prefer so many more of the backlisted books that I read than a lot of the new hyped up books that I find. I don't think you have to be reading new releases to be a successful booktuber at all. I think that's completely false. Obviously, you are going to, like, if we're just being straightforward, you're going to get views from talking about a more popular recent book than an older book that no one's really talking about or reading, because more people are looking for content on that book. That's why YA books are so popular on YouTube, because people are looking for them and so many people are talking about them. So that's why that content is more popular than other BookTube content. But I don't think that you need to be talking about those exclusively to be popular at all, or successful, whatever. Not at all.
And even if, oh, sorry.
It's okay. You can go ahead.
Okay, I'm just saying that even if you do a video on a backlisted book, it can still get a lot of views. Like
yeah, for sure.
For some reason, I did a book review on Wonder, which I wasn't expecting anyone to read or anyone to watch, and it has one of the most amount of views of all of my book reviews. And I think that's also because a lot of middle schoolers, that's one of their required reading now, and a lot of people have commented on it asking, can you just say the synopsis of the book? I don't want to read it. So that's one of the reasons. But there are still people looking for backlisted book content. It's just the fact that the new books that come out, there's no content on that currently. So you're just filling the void. But you can still make an impact if you're talking about something a little bit older, and more people will have read that, so they might actually watch your whole video if you're doing like a spoiler review or something like that. Pros and cons.
Yeah, I feel like something that got me into my slump is feeling the pressure to read a lot of new books. I think I didn't really realize how much I was trying to prioritize all these new books that obviously I was hearing so much about and hearing a lot of hype about because they were new and they were exciting and people were like, ooh, but then you stop hearing about them like a month after. No one's talking about them anymore. So then I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not actually missing something, and maybe I can get to the backlisted books that do actually interest me and I'm actually excited about, instead of trying to get to all these new books to constantly be keeping up with new releases. So I think that you can read a mixture of both. I think you can read one or the other and you're going to be fine. It's just your personal preference. Like, no one is pressuring you to read a certain kind of book when you do BookTube videos. It's entirely up to you which books you're talking about, which is what makes every channel unique and what makes the community so great.
I think, too, people like seeing people who are excited about what they're reading. So if you're really excited about reading classic books or books from the 1980s or something like that, people are going to be excited to watch you be excited. So, like, I've done videos on, like, classic books. People are excited to see me talk about Pride and Prejudice for the 712th time. But, I mean, if you're excited about new books, we're not saying don't read new books. Just saying that all books are equal.
Just read what you want.
Yeah.
That's
the moral of the story. It's your
That's honestly what it comes down to. It seems like something that's so obvious, but it's really not. Like, you get caught up in, at least personally for me, I got caught up in a funk of reading what I felt like I should be reading, and I didn't even realize it. You know, I didn't realize that I was just reading these books because I had heard someone said it was great, or there was like one commenter who said that I would like it, and I'm reading it and I'm like, I'm not really liking it, but I feel like I need to continue reading it. Not that I need to like it, but that I need to continue reading it because maybe my opinion will change. You need to, 1, accept the fact that you can't read everything, and 2, prioritize what you want to read, and 3, not be afraid to DNF stuff because it's life-changing. So I highly recommend it. But it's like, the weirdest thing for me with BookTube is that, and I tweeted this yesterday actually, reading is no longer just about you. It's not a solo activity anymore. It entirely becomes a social activity where when I go to choose a book to read, I know that people care about that. Like, it's not something where I'm like, I'm interested in this right now, so I want to read it. I know that there's like, people are paying attention to what I'm choosing, so it just feels like such a weighted decision now. So coming to terms with the fact that reading is no longer a social activity, that's great, but at the same time, it's also really intimidating. So finding the balance there was hard for me, but it's something that I'm still starting to work on.
I think too that that's very true, and I'm very that's what keeps me from rereading Harry Potter for the 70th time, is because I'm like, oh yeah, people are going to be wondering why I'm just rereading the same book every single day of my life. So it's good because I can meet new people who also read, and we can buddy read things, and it's so exciting to actually have someone to talk to when you're doing something that's very isolating. But also, I think that it does become kind of not like a burden, but it's just you're very conscious of your choice has consequences or something like that. But I very much agree with that. So, do you have anything else to add?
I mean, I feel exactly the same way.
Okay.
I definitely think it's become more of a social thing than a solo thing.
Mhm.
And that puts a lot of pressure on what you choose to read.
But you get a lot of good recommendations. It
Oh, yeah.
requires me to read outside of my comfort zone, and you have people to talk to. So everything has pros and cons. And I'm just
Yeah.
gonna keep on repeating pros and cons, pros and cons. Something we actually talked about earlier before we actually started this live show is the fact that equipment shouldn't be the first thing that's on your mind when you start your YouTube channel. You shouldn't be I mean, it wouldn't be wise to automatically be thinking, oh, I need to get a new camera as soon as possible. We were talking about the first thing you need to work on when you get a YouTube channel is just being comfortable on camera and letting your personality come through. So whether that's you're filming on your webcam, you're filming on your phone, you're filming on your grandfather's old camera that he passed down to you, something like that. But just know that it's something that you enjoy doing before you invest any money in it, because we know bad financial decisions here. It's not the wisest thing. So just try to do everything as cheaply as possible until you feel more committed to it.
Yeah. I'd say, like, don't feel like you have to make an investment right away. Take your time, see if it's something that you enjoy doing, because for all you know, you could hate it, which is totally fine. But I just wouldn't like purchase a giant camera, all this light, like all the setup and everything until you know it's something that you're committed to and want to continue doing and that the investment is actually worth it for you.
Mhm. Yeah,
Also,
I fully
like
agree.
Cindy from Read with Cindy, she's still filming on her phone camera. So you don't even
Mhm.
have to upgrade if you don't want to. If you like how your videos look, no one's telling you to go out and buy a camera. Just in case you want to buy something, do it slowly. Don't do it all at once. Take your time. YouTube's still going to be here. You don't need to pour all your money into something that you might end up not enjoying.
Another thing I want to say about not doing it all at once, like not buying everything all at once or investing everything in it all at once, is you're going to make mistakes at the beginning. Like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not going to know exactly what camera is going to work for you, and you're going to buy the wrong camera, and you don't want to spend $800 on a camera that isn't the camera you actually want. You're going to buy lighting like I did when I bought softbox lights immediately
Those are
without knowing
huge.
that they're huge, and I'm going to much prefer the look of umbrella lights and a ring light than I am to softbox lights. So don't go into it trying to put like all of this time and money into it instantly, because you are going to make mistakes, and make those allow yourself to make those mistakes without having to spend the money. Like don't make the mistakes financially is what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's why I definitely think putting it off is way, 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 way better.
Because when you make BookTube friends too, you can get recommendations for
Yeah.
things, and that's why I ended up getting the Canon 80D, and why I ended up getting like the certain ring light I got and all of that is because I talked to other people. So
Mhm.
do your research, take your time. It's all your own decision. I'm just going to repeat our buzzwords from this.
Yeah.
So we have a question from Brianna Vore on Twitter. She's not a booktuber, but she asked, do you know any good websites for used books? I've heard of thrift books, but I don't know if they ship outside of the US. I don't know too much. I know that for used books, Abe Books is a good website, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they do
They do ship
ship outside.
outside of the
They
US.
do?
Yeah, I've
I
had them
mean,
shipped to me.
8 Books ships outside of the US for
Oh,
sure,
perfect.
because they're a book depository, an Amazon
Yeah.
website.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
yeah. So they ship outside of the US. I'm checking Thrift Books right now. I've used Thrift Books a lot. I've also worked
Thrift
with
books,
them.
I think the shipping, I looked at it once and it was like, it hurt my heart. It was
Oh,
super
really?
expensive.
To
Yeah.
Canada? Here, let me check
Yeah.
shipping
It
costs.
was like, "Ooh."
Um,
Well, Book Outlet is not used, but they're very
Yeah.
discounted,
It's a
and
great, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, okay. So for thrift books to the US, it's free if you order more than $10 worth of books. And then it's 99 cents for each book if you order under $10, but it's really easy to spend $10 on thrift books.
Yeah.
And then Canada and UK is $3.99 for each item, so that's a lot. Yeah, and then the rest of the world is $4.99 for each item. So yeah, it's really expensive. But if you're US based, I think that thrift books is a really, really great option for buying used books. I've used them multiple times, like before I even had a BookTube channel, and while I've had my channel, I've worked with them in the past too. I really like them. Abe Books is another really great one. That's where I've gotten most of my like special editions of books, like my UK Night Circus, like ones that are out of print. That's where I always buy my out of print books. Yeah. So tip, if you're looking for out of print books, check Abe Books because they have like everything. That's where I get all of those. And then Book Outlet. Yeah. Another one that I work with. I love Book Outlet. They're not used, but they are super, super discounted. Like you can get $20 like hardcover books for literally $3. It's amazing. Their shipping, I think, I don't know about outside of the US. I know their shipping is free if you spend $35 or more. And then I think under that, it's like a flat rate of $4.99 or something like that. I don't remember. It's not horrible for the US, but I'm not sure about outside of.
I think that for Canada, it was more than 50 was free shipping. Okay. I don't know if I'm 100% positive about that, but it makes me laugh because they're like warehouses in the US.
In Canada.
Their store is in Canada.
Yeah.
Their store is like, I think it's maybe 4 hours from me. I don't know. I've never been.
Wow.
But I would like to go. But their shipping shouldn't be that expensive then. Thank you.
There's also Book Depository that a lot of people are talking about. There's the Amazon Marketplace, which you can also find a lot of used books. And people are talking about Booktopia for people in Australia. Just check the chat. There's so many people.
Yeah, there's lots of options.
Wow.
Someone said Goodwill.
Goodwill.
Oh yeah.
That's in the US though.
I mean, they said something bad about Goodwill, but I like used bookstores in local places are good. So you can look at those places. Is Goodwill not in Canada? I know nothing about
it. Might be. I know it's in the US, definitely.
I thought we had Goodwill.
Maybe
I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe you saw it in America, like
maybe.
I will say another really, really great place if we're talking about like used books or thrifted books or something. Another great place to buy used books, because I bought a lot of the books that I first bought. I bought them used. I love buying used books. I think it's such a good way to save money when you're trying to buy books, because nobody honestly wants to pay $25 for a hardcover book. That's so expensive. And I like having hardcover books. I really liked hardcover books, especially when I started. Now I more prefer paperback. But I bought so many of my books used, and they're so much cheaper that way. A great place to buy used books is library book sales. They have so many books if your library does a book sale, or you can look up libraries in your county or something to see if they do any library sales, and go to a library book sale because you'll find so many books. They're like max usually like $3-4, and most of them you can get for like 1 or 2. It's wonderful. Highly suggest it if you're looking to buy like a lot of books for pretty cheap. It's great.
They're usually quarterly too.
Yeah.
Or semi-annually, but they're pretty often. So, we have more questions. But if you have any questions, let us know in the chat. We have like 20 minutes left, so we have time to answer your questions. So we have quite a few. One that we have from I just lost it. Oh, dang it. If you have any in the chat, just let me know because I lost it.
Okay, we'll just sit here and mull over everything that we've learned today. One, don't spend your student loan. 2, don't do what Hailey does.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, one thing that I would say about like saving money on books, if you can wait for a book to come out in paperback, there's no shame in doing that. At
Mhm.
least, obviously, this is more of like a Canada, US thing. I don't know about, I know the UK, they usually get the paperback just first. But in Canada and in the US, you usually get hardcover first, and then it's a year until the paperback comes out. And working at a bookstore constantly, this book isn't out in paperback yet, and people are always upset about that. So if you can wait and if you're willing to wait it out, get the book from the library in hardcover, and
Library.
then if you like it, then you can buy the paperback of it if you actually want to own it.
That's what I've been doing, and I did as a kid too, is that I would first get it from the library, and then if I loved it, then I would buy it, and usually I would buy
Mhm.
it used. So,
Mhm. That's
ah,
exactly what I did as a kid too.
mhm. So this isn't a question, but it's something that a lot of people brought up during our BookTube consumerism live show with Cindy. A lot of people were asking about book boxes and the pros and cons of book subscription boxes. Personally, I don't like book boxes. I know that my two lovely co-hosts, they enjoy book boxes, but I personally think that they are a waste of money because I mean, sometimes you do get special editions from them, which is pretty cool, but usually if I want a book, I'll just go out and buy it myself. You don't get all the fun knickknacks and all of that, and usually it's not signed, but it's cheaper. And then
I
I
mean,
can buy the books that I want. I don't get random books from them.
I
What
don't think
about
they're
you?
necessary. I think they're
Mhm.
fun and it's just a personal choice. If it's something
Mhm.
that you enjoy, then go for it. Because obviously, I mean, they can be expensive, so you need to add it up, see if the shipping and everything and what you're going to get in there is worth it for you. Like, look at what has been included in past boxes
Mhm.
and make your decision from there.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, for me at this point, like I don't do subscription unboxings anymore because it's not worth it for me. I have so many books. So many of the books I receive in those boxes are books that usually publishers will send me as well. So I'll have duplicate copies a lot of the time, or it's one that I wanted to buy anyway, and then I'll have two copies of it. And it was also like just too much. I just had too much stuff was kind of a problem for me. But I think the great thing about them is like sometimes people don't know what to read. And it's so helpful when you don't know what to read and you just get like a new box in the mail every month and you have like this new read that you don't really know anything about and you can try it out. I think it's definitely like a personal preference thing. If you're like me and you are very moody and very picky with what you read, I don't think it would be as helpful because honestly, like I don't read a lot of the books that are in those boxes unless they're ones I was already anticipating. Um, but I think it's just a matter of preference, like Hailey said. Like if it's something that is going to work for you, like if that's where you're going to spend your money on buying books that month, that makes sense. Like you just get like the book box and you get all these little knickknacks, or you can go out and buy a book if you want to go and buy the book. It's just kind of like what you prefer to do. I think from the ones I've worked with and for like the items they include and everything, I think they're worth it for the price, at least for like what I know about the price for shipping to the US. I don't know about like outside of the US. Um, I think that they're worth it because like it's basically almost exactly like the price of a book, like a hardcover book. And with all the special editions and everything you get, and then all the items they include, I think that they're not waste of money if that's what you like to do. But
Mhm.
that's my personal thought on it.
Yeah. Personally, I never liked the knickknacks and I would always like just get rid of them or unless it was like one of those temporary tattoos, I always use those. But one book subscription box that I actually do enjoy sorry, I just died. But book of the month, I think is a really smart idea because they suggest 5 books to you and then you pick your favorite from the 5 that they suggest. So it
Mm.
kind of fixes the whole I don't know what to read next dilemma, but also it doesn't come with a lot of knickknacks and it is more discounted. So I think that is of the book subscription boxes that I've seen, I think that's personally my favorite and the one that I would gravitate towards if I did subscribe to a book box. But just personally, they're not my thing. I know that a lot of people really enjoy them and they get a lot of fun out of them and they really enjoy getting them. But I just personally, I would not spend my money on them.
See, I like the knickknacks because I like having stuff to decorate my bookshelves
Yeah,
with.
so do
I love it. I love the items
Mhm.
for the books when you get like the like little cards, like character cards and stuff like that. I love that stuff. That's why I like them so much.
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
getting mugs. Oh my God, the amount of mugs I've gotten from those boxes that are like my favorite thing in the entire world. They're so great.
I don't really decorate my shelves too much, and if I do, they're things that I already own, so I just don't like having things on my shelves. But again, it's all personal preference. I'm not telling you don't get book boxes, but Optus. We have different sides of the argument here. But people who do use book boxes, what are your favorites? Let us know in the chat because some people might be looking, but I'm not looking. Okay, so we have time for maybe one or two last questions. I'm going to look at the Twitter again, but let us know in the chat. Do one of you want to look for a chat question?
I will.
And I will look on our handy dandy list of Twitter questions. Okay. A lot of people are talking about love in the library, and I'm so happy the library is getting all this love. I'm so happy that I can go again. It's beautiful. Okay, here's one that I do want to address from Lindsay, the page mistress, Lynn at the page mistress. Are you less likely to watch a new booktuber if their video quality is lower, like 360p? Personally, just to tell you the truth, I am less likely to watch them if they do have lower quality, just because I am so used to watching higher quality videos that are 1080p, and I edit my videos which are 1080p, and then we watch Netflix, which is like high quality. So it's just very, sometimes I do not watch them. I just have them on the background. So maybe if you have a very soothing voice, but personally, I would be less likely to watch a video. What about
Yeah.
you?
I think it's hard when you're so used to watching things that are in high quality, especially because, like, I mean, obviously everyone has to start somewhere, and we're not saying at all, like, if that's the only quality that you have access to, not to bother doing it, because
Yeah.
there are going to be people who are going to watch you if your personality, is
Mhm.
coming through in your videos. It can even come through when the quality is that bad. So don't be so worried about it. But it would, like, you'd have to have the personality there, just because 'cause we're all so used to watching high quality things. Because even things when you film them on your phone, I think it's 1080p.
I mean, right now, I don't think we're in 1080p, so
No, we're not.
Yeah.
Live shows are very different.
I think like the thing that I feel about that is that first of all, so many cameras and webcams now are in HD. I don't really think they make anything that isn't anymore. So like if you're just filming on your phone, that's not bad quality. If you're filming on like even an older camera, like that's not bad quality. Cause like 360 and 480 is like a lot. I don't think I've ever seen a video that's actually that low quality unless
after,
it was
like,
from like
2010, yeah.
2005. Like
Yeah.
like that's really low. But yeah, I mean, I think if we're just being honest, like most people are not going to watch a video that is lower quality because this is a visual platform. So like you're expecting to watch something that is in a higher, like in HD usually, but it also doesn't like completely deter me from
Mhm.
watching somebody's videos, especially if I like their personality or if I like what they're talking about or whatever. But I think as an initial thing, it will deter people away. Like if you just look at someone's thumbnail and it's like blurry versus someone who's is clear, the person who has a clear thumbnail could have terrible content, but like I'm gonna click on it because I can see it. Like I like the way it looks more, and that's just something that comes with the territory of having a visual platform like this.
But it's just saying
Yeah.
that we would be less likely to gravitate towards that channel, but it doesn't mean that it would never have any success.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think if you have like 360 or whatever it was, maybe think more into actually, like, why would it be that low? Would it
Yeah,
be
that's what I'm saying.
editing, or would it
I
be
don't know.
I feel like
you
that would be
uploaded
because of editing and exporting. Like if you exported the file and it was large and you exported it into like
more compressed?
faster, you get more compressed. So that's what I'm thinking. But like I swear,
That
I haven't seen a video that's that low quality on YouTube.
yeah.
But
Like
again,
everything is like 720 at least, and
Mhm.
720 is perfectly fine.
Yeah. I think 480 and above, like, that's fine, but 360?
Yeah.
What? But again, if that's where you're starting from, don't worry. Don't worry about it. We're all okay. Actually, we have one question that's not actually about BookTube on a budget, but it is pretty interesting. And I don't think this will be a long question, but a lot of people are asking how to come up with a channel name. So how did you all come up with your channel names?
Well, I changed my channel name.
Yeah, you changed it.
You did.
I started out as Hales Hearts NYC because I never thought that anyone was. I didn't think this would ever become something, if it even is a thing now. But I didn't think anyone would watch my videos, so I just did Hales Hearts NYC because I had been to New York City and it was like the only place I'd been to. So then I was like, cool, I heard NYC, like the shirts. But then I changed it to a Hailey and Bookland because Alice in Wonderland is my favorite. Don't know if you knew that. Dropped that bomb on you right there.
Oh my
Let
gosh,
that
wow, this really
simmer
changes
for
my
a little bit.
perception
Yeah,
of you.
life-changing things. So then I was just like, books. So then Hailey and Bookland. Great explanation for everyone. You're welcome.
But you can change your channel name, so it's not.
Yeah, you can.
the end.
It's like it was really intimidating because I think I was already at like 50K or 60K when I decided to do it.
Ooh.
It's only been like a year.
Really?
So I was like, I can't even. Yeah, it hasn't been that long. I think it was a year this past November. But I just didn't like the name. I didn't like Hales Hearts NYC at all. I didn't feel like it encompassed who I was. It reminded me of high school, and I hated high school, so I didn't want to be reminded of that. And no one calls me Hales. There's like
Should we
very
call
few
you
people
Hales from
that
now
do. Yeah, all the time, please.
Hales.
I used to be called that by like a few people in high school, but like I've always just been Hailey, and I didn't feel like I had anything to do with books or anything to do with what I was presenting on my channel. So I was like, I guess I should change it now before it really is too late. So I kind of looked into it a little bit and I just decided to change it. Even though, I mean, I had a viewership already. I was just like, whatever.
But it didn't
I'll
change
do it now.
it didn't change
Yeah.
anything. Like it didn't hurt.
Yeah, it didn't. So you
It
can change
helped.
it. It won't kill you.
I am really, really bad at coming up with names for things. Like really terrible. It usually takes me like months and months and months to come up with a name for anything, like even a username for like a random account. Like I remember my Neopets account took me so long to come up with that name. Oh my God. And it's bad, but
What is it? What is it? I've totally forgot. I know it's bad.
Pixie Girl 7.
Yes. Wait, what's yours?
No, Pixie Girl 99997. Don't ask me about the numbers.
Hailey, wasn't yours like, I'm popular?
That was in her description.
That was my about me.
Yeah, and her
my name was like Summer or something.
Yeah,
And
you
his,
totally-
I'm so popular.
You
Oh my God,
catfished
that's
everybody on
usually
Neopets.
That's usually what popular people say.
But yeah, moral of the story is I'm really bad at coming up with names, and a Clockwork Reader literally just came to me like randomly one day, and then I was just like, that has to be it. And so then I made that the name. But the name came to me because it's two things. Obviously, a Clockwork Reader is for Clockwork Princess.
Orange.
Yeah, everyone thinks I'm referencing. I think the thing that's great about my channel name is that I've tricked a lot of people into thinking that I'm referencing a Clockwork Orange, so they think I'm like super like intellectual and like literary, and then they come to my channel and they're like, oh, she's just a basic girl who reads YA. So it's fine, it's great, but it's referencing the Infernal Devices, obviously, and then it's also supposed to be like I read like clockwork. So like that's
wow.
like,
I never actually put that together. I just
right.
She
is an intellectual,
right.
I never thought of it like that. I just thought it was a reference, but okay.
No.
We're
No, it was initially meant to be like I read like clockwork, and then I was like, wait, clockwork also the Infernal Devices, and I was like, okay, it's perfect because that's my favorite series, and yeah. So that's how the name came to me. It literally just randomly came into my head one day. I did not think about it that much.
Well, Hailey, would you like to talk about your beauty channel name?
Bright
Eyes. Bright Eyes, what was it? Like 6688?
No, it's 8833.
8833, I'm sorry. I got that totally wrong. And
Bright
then my
Eyes
beauty channel name, well, my first one that was a collab channel with me and my 3 friends. It was ZQT for Zoe Quidditch Warrior. It made no sense.
ZQT.
And then my own individual beauty channel was X Pretty and Polka Dots X. And then, so like, I feel like I got better with time. Like I got better at naming things. Like I didn't come up with the first name. I just like to point it out, but I did come up with X Pretty and Polka Dots X. So my judge of character, oh goodness. Yes. So Read by Zoe. It's really self-explanatory. But a lot of people, when I first started, was like, Read by Zoe, and that was it's very hard. That's why I started saying, hey, YouTube, it's Zoe, or Read by Zoe, because everybody needed to get it right. And then people actually started knowing what my name was, so I just stopped saying, or Read by Zoe, which upset a lot of people. They're like, excuse me, where's the Read by Zoe?
Wow.
So you can't change anything.
Change things. No.
I really...
Except your channel name. It's fine. No one cares.
So... yeah.
Someone had another question that I feel... Someone was asking if book conventions are worth it. I don't know who it was, but it was someone in the chat.
Oh, someone
I thought
actually...
that was interesting.
Yeah, someone actually just said that a reason why you would get 360p is if you do your front-facing camera instead of your back-facing camera on your phone.
I did my front-facing camera, and I was fine.
Oh, well, then I don't
Yeah,
know.
that one's still...
quick tip. If you don't have a viewfinder, set up a mirror behind your camera. I did that for a very long time.
What a smart girl.
Not just a pretty face, except she's dumb because she spent her student loans. Hey!
We're all dumb on different levels. It's okay. We're all a little bit stupid. So book conventions, I do think they're worth it. Yeah. I don't think VidCon is worth it if you're on BookTube. I went to VidCon.
Not. It was Samantha McDonald who asked.
Samantha McDonald. Oh yes, hello, Samantha McDonald.
Just saw.
I went to VidCon 2 or 3 times, and they even took away the BookTube panel. So there's really no reason to waste money unless you live in California and you want to meet people there. But the Green brothers are no longer in charge of it, so it's all very business focused. Yeah. And I don't recommend it anymore.
I think that BookCon for me was very much worth it.
Oh yeah.
It's great. It's really fun, especially if BookTube is the community that you're part of. I think BookCon is definitely good, and we're all hoping to be there. So if you go this year, you might see us. Maybe one year we'll have a panel, but who knows?
I want to make bookmarks of our faces. You know our Twitter banner?
Yes.
Bookmark Club. Check us out. But it's just our faces, and I really want to make it into a bookmark. So if you're there, I can give you a bookmark of our faces, and it'll be great. Collector item.
Amazing.
But also Booknet Fest in Orlando, Florida is free or cheaper. I don't think it's actually free.
I don't think it's free.
I don't think it's free.
It was, I think was it free last year? I don't know, but it's very cheap. And it's only like 2 days long. So if you live in the South and you can't get up to New York for BookCon, definitely recommend that. It's way more chilled out and it's just very casual. We just hang out. But BookCon, if you want to get ARCs, if you want to meet the famous people, all of those actors that come when they're doing a book to movie adaptation, they're always there. Who is there? Penn Badgley?
Yeah.
The weirdest name I've ever heard.
It's a name.
And then
Ellie Kemper was also there. I think that's her name.
Chad Michael Murray was there last time I was there.
I remember the Chad Michael Murray experience.
Yeah. So I think it's such an experience. And there's also some conventions in the UK. I know there's all around the world, but if you can go,
not
and if you
in Canada.
Well, are you part of the world? No, just kidding. I'm kidding.
Those are fighting words.
Well, you're in Canada. You can't reach me. I feel much bolder now that you're not here.
I'll ride my moose to you.
Oh, giddy up, partner. So,
I'm going to North Texas Teen Book Fest at the end of later this month, actually, which will be my first time going to that convention. So I'm excited to see what that one's going to be like. But yeah, I mean, I fully agree. I think book conventions are definitely worth it if you have the time and you have the money to go. I definitely suggest trying it out. It's a great, great place to meet friends and to just be around the bookish community in person. You'll get a lot out of it, absolutely a lot out of it. So I'm excited to go to a new one.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
that's in the South.
Yeah,
Y'all.
it's literally in my birthplace.
In your birthplace. That sounds really gross. Ava Neymar asked, can people that aren't as big booktubers, so can people who aren't booktubers receive ARC/free books at BookCon? Yes.
Yes.
They can. They're open. I think it's like a lottery system. No, it's not. Lottery system is the signings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to get in line pretty early to get ARCs at BookCon, but they're open to everybody. No one gets any special privileges, which is nice.
There's panels and stuff though, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone has any last minute questions about BookTube on a budget, I hope we answered everybody's questions. I hope nobody's wondering if they can do things for cheap, because you can. I hope that's what you take away from this. Don't spend any money. Just don't. Down with capitalism. Yes, BookCon is in New York City. Book Net Fest is in Orlando, and North
Texas Teen Book Fest is in Irving. It's the Irving Convention Center. Dallas, basically.
North Texas.
Yes, North
There's
Texas.
also Y'all West.
Yes, and Y'all Fest.
And Y'all Fest
is in Charleston, South Carolina. Y'all West is in Santa Monica, California. And all of these usually take place during the summer, but BookNet Fest is usually in September, and North Texas Teen Book Festival is in March.
And Y'all Fest is in November.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So all over the place.
Oh, I like this one. From Slytherin Reader, what do you guys use to find music for videos? So we don't spend any money for music. I get mine from the YouTube audio library, which is completely free, and it's a great resource on YouTube. So you just type in YouTube audio library. There are different pull down menus for different feelings, emotions with music. So you can pick like dramatic music or happy music, and then you can pick different instruments or different genres. It's really helpful. But I know Hannah and Hailey, they just get them from YouTube.
Yeah. So I always search uncopyrighted music, and the account that I use most of my music from is called just Audio Library Music for Content Creators. They have like a ton of songs. They upload like a new one at least every month or something, and they have so much music, and I have been using the same like 5 songs for the past 3 years. So and all of it is copyright free. So you're free to use it as long as you just include the little thing in the description, and it's great. You don't have to spend money on music. Don't, especially when you're starting out. Like I have just maybe started to consider investing in buying like music.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah. Never. Now that I've
maybe
taste of it for free.
I'm very picky about music, but don't do it.
I slap whatever, except I use Sim Music today, and I'm pretty sure that's going to get copyrighted. Maybe. Hope not, but
we'll find out.
Watch the video now.
Yeah, we all uploaded our collabs today. So
nice segue there.
Thank you. Who knows me better challenge. So you're seeing who knows each of us better. It was a time. It was a journey.
It was.
The videos are experiences. They're great. So you can go and watch them now that we're done here. Also, we hope you will join our book club. It's going to be starting this month. We're so excited about it. It's something that we were wanting to try. So we are very excited to try it out. And we're all very excited to read Daisy Jones and the Six. So we hope you will join us. And once again, let us know if you're going to. Did you want to talk about BookTuber of the Week?
Yes. So our BookTuber of the week is Tom from TJ Reads the Stars. Woo! He's like one of my favorites.
Good. Oh, Dad. No! Wait, Dad, come in here and cheer.
Yay! I absolutely adore Tom's videos. He's just such a kind and genuine person. His personality definitely shines through in his videos. I found him like several months ago, and I've been watching his videos ever since then, and he's great. Definitely go and check him out. He made this one video where he reads aloud from like certain books, and he reads from Radio Silence.
It's beautiful.
It's great. If you have read Radio Silence, you know how great it is if someone like will read that out loud to you. If you get what I'm saying, if you've read it, it's wonderful. He does such a great job. it's fantastic. So his link will be in the description. Go check him out.
Oh, I didn't put it in, but it'll be on right after we finish.
Right after we finish, it'll be in the description.
But TJ reads the stars.
Yes.
I think his narration was better than the audiobook.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, I love it so much. So people are asking more information on the book club. I think we're going to make a Goodreads group and we're making an Instagram. So all of the information will be there. We will also tweet about it after the live show. But right now, we're all just going to be reading Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and just have it done. If you have access to it, have it done by March 31st. Because that's the March book of the month. We are also planning on doing some backlisted books in the future so people can get access to it from the library. We're not always going to do new books because I know how difficult it can be. I mean, relevant to today's topic, we know we don't want you to spend a lot of money, but we will also announce the next book of the month before the first day of the month. This is just very last minute, but it's okay. So do we have any last words?
Next week, we will be on my channel for the evolution of YA. So we're going to be talking about how the young adult genre has started, how it has progressed, because it's really a modern genre. So I think it's going to be really interesting to talk about that. We're going to talk about some old YA, some new YA, where the genre is going. Hello!
Yeah, wait, hello. Say hello to everybody.
Father. Or at least there's a lag between the video and what actually shows up out there. So yes, you can hear behind out there.
He's hobbling.
I'm hobbling.
Messed up his foot.
Yep.
From all of the marathons he runs.
It's from trying to kick Zoe into editing more.
Well, it obviously worked because I just posted a new video. Check it out.
So, would you recommend any editing software that would make it faster and easier for you?
No, I just need to take less time to edit. Dad, we need to finish this live show.
Okay. I don't feel like I'm a hovering parent, am I?
No, not at all.
Oh, God.
Bye.
Beautiful.
I don't remember what we were saying, but
I was just saying that what next week's chapter was going to be. But
oh yeah,
we all know that already. So.
Hailey and I both took a young adult literature class, so we know some history from college. College actually comes in handy. Whoa, who'd have thought? Anyway, that's the end of our live show. I have to go scold my father.
Oh my God.
But thank you so much for watching today's live show. Make sure to check out next week's live show on Hailey's channel. Everybody's links will be down below, as well as Tom's. I will include his right after here. TJ Reads the Stars. Check him out. Also, we're doing our book club. Also, we just did collabs. Again, look at
so
everybody's
many
channel.
things.
We're just so on top of everything. Ha 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 ha. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you all next week. Bye. I'm going to be applauded out. Goodbye. Thank you and good night. Oh no, it turned off. Bye. Oh no, we're still going.